Okay, so the first card you have you passed is the Six of Swords, yes. Okay. So obviously this is about moving to a calmer place, getting out of rough waters, all of that kind of thing. And yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm literally seeing a rough situation here. Yeah, this isn't going to be for everyone, obviously, but yeah, I'm seeing physical anger. I'm actually seeing something being dropped. I think it was deliberately, maybe. Yeah, something was broken, I think. Maybe something was even thrown. Something's broken. I'm seeing that something is broken, smashed. If this is you, I think you're with someone, something broke deliberately, was smashed. And I think when this thing broke, you felt broken. You felt broken. And it was at that moment, I think, you decided enough was enough when this thing broke. The thing broke, you felt broken, and that was it for you. That's what I'm seeing now. Now, I have to say, if you're still in this, where there's any kind of violence, and violence obviously can be, someone physically attacking someone else, but it can also be throwing things, kicking things in anger. That's violence. That's a violent environment. So if you're in that kind of environment, do whatever you can to get out. Plan, ask people for help, anything you can think of, anything you can do to get out of this. It feels like you've made a plan. It feels like you've made some kind of decision in your head. It's just how to go about this logistically, I think. So try and get as many people who can help you. Do whatever you can to get out of something like that. So yeah, that was obviously just for some people, but I was seeing that really, really clearly. So I had to say something about that. So now the other thing I'm getting is moving away physically, like this woman, but not being able to move away emotionally, because again, she hasn't left the swords behind. They're going with her. She's taking them with her. Now, part of that not being able to let go properly, I think that came from you, because a lot of Cancer people, they give everything in love, absolutely everything, and you're out of this situation now. You're physically out, but it can be hard for you to adjust to thinking about just you and no one else. You're so used to thinking about the other person. What would they want? Where would they like to go? What do they do? What are they thinking? All that kind of thing. It's really hard to think, okay, I just have to think about me now. And just looking at this boat, again, I think you gave them everything. You gave too much to them, actually. You gave and you gave and you gave. And, if you're on one side of a boat and your partner's on the other side and you give everything to them, you put everything on their side, the boat tips over and it sinks, and then you've got nothing. Now, I'm not blaming you for the boat sinking. I'm not blaming you for this being over. Obviously, if someone takes and takes and they just let you give to them, that's not a very good person. They're a selfish person. But I think that is something you've learned. And you have to kind of adjust now to giving back to yourself and not just giving and giving to someone else. So there's all that going on there. But anyway, I'll move on to the next card because it's following on from what I'm seeing here. So okay, with the Hermit, if that all resonates there, you've gotten away and you're trying to be by yourself like this Hermit. And it's a long process of learning, and you know that. You know it's a long process of learning. You might still be going through this, actually, because, again, it can take a long, long time for you to get over someone. Because, when you truly love someone, they're your life. They're your whole world. And then you have to move away from that into another world, and it's very, very hard. This is all about learning to put yourself at the center of your life again. So don't be hard on yourself. This is a big thing you're adjusting to. It's a very difficult adjustment. Do you know what? I actually think someone might be sabotaging your progress. Maybe this person you moved on from, I think they might still be messaging you or trying to contact you or something. If that's what's happening, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I think you need to tell them to just leave you alone, at least for now. Because, for one, I'm not seeing them saying, "Oh, come back, I want a proper relationship." They're not doing that. They're giving you these little messages, these little kind of consolation prizes. And if everything I'm seeing here is correct, you gave and you gave. So what are these messages worth when you consider everything you put into this? You put everything into this, and they're giving you these little silly messages. And the other thing is, you're trying to help yourself get out of this emotionally. But when you're trying to get over someone, the natural temptation is to want them back, especially in the early days. I've been through that. I was like, I don't care what they've done. I just want them back. I just want to get that feeling back and this horrible feeling over with. And I think that's what you were going through at this time. But if you keep on engaging with them, knowing that they're not going to give you anything, you're not being kind to yourself. You're not helping yourself. Again, I'm not blaming you. I just want to see you being kind to yourself. You've given everything to this person, everything. Give it to yourself. Give everything to yourself. Give everything to yourself. Okay, so the last card you have your past is the Six of Cups. So again, look at this. Look at this gift. This is a gift. Give this gift to yourself. Give yourself what you deserve. You don't deserve half a person. You don't deserve someone who accepts, all your gifts and gives you, just a few little crumbs back, especially when you're trying to free yourself emotionally. You don't deserve crumbs. You don't want anything from them. You just want to move on. And I know it's hard when you're kind of trying to move on, very, very hard. But yeah, I know that probably sounds bossy, but I want you to give everything to yourself. Love, opportunities, everything. Give things to yourself. Go out and buy gifts for yourself. Do everything for yourself. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So I won't say anymore because I'm just seeing the same things there. So, okay, so the first card you have your presence, the Eight of Swords. Yeah, okay. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about this again, but look at this. You can see this again here. Swords can be about words. If you drop the S in swords, you have the word words. So while they're still messaging you and trying to talk to you, you can't move forwards. Like this poor woman, she can't move forwards. It might hurt you in the short term to completely distance yourself or even cut them off, which I think you actually should do. But in the long term, you'll feel a lot better if you do that, and you'll get to where you want to go a lot faster than if you keep on going back to this person. So I won't say anymore. I won't boss you around anymore. Okay, so the other thing I'm seeing in this card is, I'm seeing health. I'm seeing health as well. It feels really natural. Natural foods, natural processes, things like that, unprocessed things, plant-based things maybe. So, you might be working towards being healthier. And I think that's, I actually think doing something new with your health and your choice of foods, it's obviously a fantastic thing for you to be doing, but it might be a bit different to what other people around you are doing. I'm seeing a lot of temptation around you, actually. And there might be some people who don't want you to go down this road. Some people don't like it when other people want to improve themselves. When people see other people making positive changes, it challenges them sometimes, and their instinctual reaction is to try and stop them. So, you might be like this woman on this card, closing your ears and your eyes to all these words around you, all these swords, all these people have something to say. Oh, don't do that, don't do this, eat this cake, have this thing, and you're like, no, please. So, and it's really no one's business what you choose to eat and what you choose to do. It's completely up to you. You might want to distance yourself from some of these people for a while, especially while you're starting out, because if this resonates, once you start to get yourself on the right track and you're used to it and it becomes normal for you, I think it'll be strange for you to go back to the way you were, so you'll be a lot stronger. So maybe you might have to just stick to yourself for a while until you're into a routine with this. But this is really good seeing this, because if this is you, if you are doing this, it shows change. It shows me that you are thinking about yourself and you're taking care of yourself. So it's really good. You're doing things like that I was telling you to do in my bossy way in the Six of Cups. So that's really, really good to see. Okay, so the next card you have for your presence, the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I love this page. I love this. So yeah, this is springtime. Look at all these flowers. This is a new beginning, and you're definitely going to get out of this old energy, and you're making an effort to do that. You're making a lot of different changes in your life. I'm seeing that everywhere. And sometimes this can be about manifestations that are in the very, very early stages, the very springtime stages. This is like the baby Ace of Pentacles. It still has to grow, and it has to go through all the changes, the Knight and the King, and then it becomes the Ace. So yeah, there is something you're trying to manifest, I think, and it feels like a combination of different things. It feels like a lot of things. I don't know if this is going to make sense, but I'm getting a combination of travel or moving, and that's kind of combined in with working and setting up something completely new. So it might feel very difficult for you to do because it's a lot of different things, and it's like, oh, if I do that, then that causes that problem, and I don't know if I can do it all together, so there's that. And yeah, it might even be that you want to be in a different country. It's somewhere completely different, and I think this has been a dream of yours for a while, but it's very kind of mixed up. It feels difficult. That's what I'm getting. And I don't want to go on about the sex again because I can see you moving forward, but I'm seeing a lot of stubbornness around them and sacrifice as well. I actually think you might have sacrificed a dream or something to be with this ex even. And the Hanged Man can be about that as well, sacrifice and kind of holding back while someone else moves forward and does all the work for them, and you did a lot of work for them, you did a lot for them. So yeah, I'll just talk about the Hanged Man in with this card as well. So if part of this dream you had was to travel with them, this ex, or to move with them, and if this, especially if this was promised to you and it wasn't delivered, yeah, I think something like that happened between you, because I'm seeing you being strung along in a way, and if you'd have gone with them, it would have been a disaster, I think, especially if this is travel or moving somewhere permanently, because if this breakup happened while you were away, and you're away from everyone, you wouldn't have had any support system around you. You would have been stuck there. So really, it's a blessing in disguise, really, even though I know it probably doesn't feel like that now, but you'll see that later if you don't see that now. And now, even though it might feel more difficult for you to be able to do this, I think it'll actually be easier for you if you do this by yourself, because you don't have anyone being stubborn, you don't have anyone stuck in the way of this. So just know that just know that you can do this by yourself, and it's actually easier for you than if you're with this kind of stick in the mud person. So if you're tempted to go back, if you're ever tempted to go back, and I am seeing them messaging you a bit, if you are tempted, think about this dream. Think about how stubborn this person was and how they stopped you from this dream. And now that you're by yourself, you can do this for yourself. And think about the future you want to manifest for yourself. You can achieve this on your own. You can absolutely do this. So work toward this goal. Look at this goal and think backwards. What do I have to do first? What do I have to do next? What do I have to do to reach that and that and that? And you'll get there eventually. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Four of Wands. Yeah, this is an amazing card, fantastic card, and it's following on from the Page of Pentacles. So this is a promise. It's a promise to you that if you plan this, if you work toward this, you can absolutely have this. You absolutely can. And you can have the glory of this by yourself. You won't have this stubborn person around you. You won't have anyone stopping you. You won't have anyone leading you along. You won't have any emotions in your way. You'll be able to do this. This is the year. This is the year to do this. Look at these wands. This is 1111, the gates. But you have to plan. You have to do the work. The work is part of the manifestation. You've got this idea in your head in the Page of Pentacles, and that leads you to one step and another step. Even if you make tiny, tiny steps, you're still getting somewhere. And okay, this might sound a bit bossy. I'm really bossy in this reading, I know, but I really want to see you achieve this. So, okay, if you get a diary, an actual diary with pages, you can do this on your phone or whatever, but there's something about writing things down by hand that helps you to remember things. It stays in your brain. It's just like, when you're drawing. I used to go out and do a lot of drawing out in the open, and I just remember the scene, how I felt at the time, what the weather was like, what people were saying, everything in detail, because I'd drawn all the details in. If I took a photo, I wouldn't have remembered as much detail as if I'd drawn things. Yeah, and there's something really magical about writing and drawing by hand. Very, very beautiful. But yeah, if you get a diary and you make it your mission to do something every single day toward that goal, and you write it in every single day, either I'm going to do this one step today toward my goal, even if it's a tiny thing, and you tick each thing off, or you make a promise to yourself every day and you do that, you'll get there, or you'll be very near to your goal by the end of the year. You will be there by the end of the year, or very, very close. So do that every day, and then come back at the end of the year and report on what's happened, because I think this is going to help you to get there. And it's really nice to look back on what you've written as well. I do that all the time. I write goals down, I take an action every day, and I look back on the year and I go, look where I was in the beginning and look where I am now. So every feeling, every thought leads to an action, and that leads to another action. So yeah, that's just an idea that might help you. You don't have to do that, obviously, but I just want to see you get to this. I just want to see you do this, because I know you can. Okay, so the next card you have for your future is the Lovers. I have to say, when you've got the Four of Wands and you've got the Lovers as well, there's definitely love there. There is definitely love here. Now, if you're in a relationship, these two cards obviously look really, really amazing for you. It looks like you're going to a whole new level in your relationship, whatever that is for you. I'm seeing a little bit of a barrier here. It might have something to do with their family. I'm just seeing a bit of tension between you and their family. It feels cultural to me, actually. A bit of a culture clash. It's nothing bad, it's just a tiny thing, and whatever's happening in their family, it's not going to come between you. Nothing's going to come between you by the look of these two cards here. Okay, I'm just seeing this. Okay, I'm going to stick my neck out. I shouldn't say this, but I will. I might be in trouble, but I'm going to say this. I'm seeing a trip coming up for you early on in the new year. It might be a day trip, it might be a weekend or something. It's a short trip, I think. It's to somewhere new. And I think that's when you're going to cement this relationship or come together really strongly and get to this new level, whatever that means to you. I'm not going to say marriage. Not everyone wants marriage. Not everyone wants this and that and the other thing. Whatever that means to you, whatever this next step means to you, that's what I'm seeing now. Now, if you're single, I'm seeing love around you as well, but it's coming up for you. If it's not there now. It looks like you're going to make a choice here between going into a relationship and following this goal. Now, you can have both. You can absolutely have both. Of course you can. But this person who's coming into your life, it feels like they might be a bit full on, actually. Because if you look at this card, the man's looking over at the woman, but the woman's looking up to the angel. She's thinking about going up. She's thinking about moving up, where she wants to be, her goal. So that's you. You're thinking about your goal. And also with the Eight of Cups, that's showing me a similar thing as well. So I'll just talk about that now as well. If you look at the Eight of Cups, he's walking away. I'll just move it up so you can see everything. He's walking away from this wall of cups, this wall of emotions. And in this last relationship that you're in, I keep on seeing sacrifice, sacrifices you made and stubbornness and all of that. And in that relationship, love was a wall. You couldn't do what you wanted. You tried to talk to them about your goals, but they were stubborn. They were a wall, and you couldn't get through that wall. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, I just think it's going to take time until you're ready. to be with anyone at all, you'll be ready at some time. But I think you just need more time to be you, to be 100% you, and live in you, do things for you, build yourself up. And I think after you've done that, you'll eventually be ready for someone else.